Hello everyone, it is Hope back here with video number 2, which is a great thing because that means that I'm still going. That means that I'm still using my talent and I'm still being obedient. So I want to say thank you for those of you who tuned in to the last video, the first video of many. And I thank you for those of you who chose to subscribe. That's really cool. I appreciate the love and the support. And today I just want to come to you again, not really having anything necessarily planned, but I do want to talk about the topic of distractions, right? And how for me personally, distractions are a big thing in my life, have always been. And I even would say and have said recently, like maybe weeks ago, that I am one that enjoys distractions. I welcome when I'm cleaning, call me, ring my line, distract me. When I am cooking, I find myself distracted and things happen. Of course, you know, if you cook and you turn your head for a couple minutes, it can burn or, anything can happen. But I'm one that enjoys or welcomes distractions. And some may blame that on my ADD. Some may blame that on just one. I also like multitasking. And a couple years ago, I used to do this thing with my friends where we would come together and we would talk about God and we would just talk about life and our mental health, our mental state. And I would assign them homework or whatever. And sometimes they would assign homework, but mostly me being the educator, right? And one of the things that I did was write down things that I need more of. And one of those things was focus. And I challenged myself at the time to, when I was doing something, that is the only thing that I'm doing. If I'm teaching, that's it. There's no phone. There's nothing else going on but teaching. If I'm driving, and it's very tempting, and I know I got to say this, out loud, and a lot of us are guilty of it, but not texting because I'm driving. That's my focus. Even when I'm writing, like I find myself, and sometimes like right now, in the morning when I'm writing and doing my devotional, I'll also sometimes listen to someone preaching or something inspirational. But that's a distraction. And so I found myself this week turning it off. Like, right now I'm writing. This is the focus. And so, distractions. When we are given a task, we have to focus on that task and get that task done. Because if we get distracted, we make mistakes. If we get distracted, we lose focus. We lose ideas. We lose things that are valuable to the process and the assignment. And so this is a message just to encourage people to focus and stay fixed. And I just got in trouble recently with God because I knew I was distracted. I would say it. It was a particular relationship that was really distracting me from my purpose. And I was aware of it. And like I said, I welcome distraction. And I felt it in my spirit. And because I was so distracted and not working on what God told me to work on, I did not feel at peace. And so I learned the hard way that if you don't learn to focus on the task, because it is possible to maintain relationships, maintain your job, maintain your household, and do what God told you to do. It is definitely, you're definitely able. But one thing that we miss out on, or one thing that causes us to miss out on blessings, is our discipline. when we are not disciplined enough to do the task at hand and maintain the home and maintain these relationships and be a good employee when we're not disciplined, we're all over the place. It's not peaceful because you're uncomfortable. It's chaotic. Your mind is all over the place. Your heart even can be all over the place. Your emotions, which allows room for your mind to distract you. And so discipline also. So we got distractions, we got discipline. Discipline is so important, and we learn that typically in our extracurricular activities. At least for myself, we learn that in the classroom, to raise your hand, different things that you need to do in order. Discipline, having lack of discipline will keep you away from your assignment or make it take longer to complete the assignment. This, for me, I should have been started this. But I did not. I did not have discipline. And because I did not have discipline, I was distracted. And so God had to take things away from me. God had to remove things. And he told me, this has to go. And I fought. I ain't gonna lie. I fought. And if you don't move, God will move you. And if you keep refusing, I was talking to my dear friend earlier, if you keep refusing, God will say, okay, you won't walk in my will. I know another willing vessel that will. And one thing that we do not want is for God to pass us by. Dear God, please don't pass me by. I'm listening. I'm here. I'm willing. I'm able. You've given me the gifts. You've given me the talents. Lord, please, please. In this time, in this moment of my life, I surrender. Do not pass me by. I do not want to miss my blessing again. I do not want to learn this lesson again. I do not want to go through this process again. Lord, please do not pass me by. I want to walk with you. I want to be in your presence. I want to be obedient to you and your word and what you told me to do. And one thing that is for certain, God talks to us all of the time. And a lot of times we're so distracted that we're not listening. We're so distracted that we miss the message. Or we forget something. You hear it and you carry on with life. Dang, he told me a week ago that this had to happen. And because I did not listen a week ago, he made it happen. And it made me uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable when you don't do it, when he tells you to do it, and willingly, guess what? That's where that discomfort comes from. And now you are bent out of shape and upset and again in your feelings, so then you're distracted by your emotions. When all you have to do was listen the first time. And so moving forward, my people, my good people, we won't be distracted. Or will we? I don't know. We have to learn our lessons as many times as we need to. But we can't be distracted. And a lot of times, also, when we have an assignment, when we have something that we have to do, we make excuses. And we can't make excuses anymore. Because it has to get done. We have to serve the people. We don't know who we're supposed to minister to and what they're going through. But if we don't do what we're supposed to do when we're supposed to do it, guess what? We miss it. They miss the blessing. And they have to get it somewhere else or some other way. But we have to listen to that Holy Spirit. Because until we are walking down that path, we're going to be unsettled. And until we are walking down that path, we're going to be walking astray, lost, uncomfortable. And we don't want that. That's not what we want at all. So I just, this message is to encourage you to let go of distractions and gain discipline. Absolutely. Gain that discipline. However, you need to make it happen. Give yourself assignments like I did. I want to work on my focus. So I'm going to make sure that whatever task that I have at hand, no matter how big or small, that I get it done. That's the reward. You finish. Now you can relax. But when you put it off and you don't get it done, guess what? It's in the back of your mind. You can't rest. You got to get it done, and things keep happening, and you're unsettled. And we don't want that. So yes, let's let go of distractions and let's gain our discipline and work on staying focused on what God has asked us to do so that it can get done and so that his people can be served and his people can be saved. And that's all I have for you guys today. Appreciate the love, and if you feel like you want those alerts, go ahead and subscribe and get the alerts for when I post videos. I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen, but most importantly, I appreciate the feedback, and I appreciate the comments, and because I need this for myself, and I encourage you guys to move. Do whatever it is God told you to do, and do it as soon as possible. Do it now. Why not? What are you waiting on? We're gonna continue to walk boldly and confidently in God's will, and trust that and know that we are covered. So that book that he told you to write, Hope Lilia Crockett, get to work. The words are there. God is here. The words are there, right? That story he told you to tell, that's here. Those experiences happened. Those experiences happened, and he allowed them to happen so that it could be a testimony, and you can testify to somebody that no matter what, it's going to be okay. No matter what, there is a light at the end of that tunnel. That song he told you to, whatever it is, the content he told you to create, whatever it is, do it, and do so willingly before he forces you or he decides, I'm going to pass you by. And we don't want that. That's all. Video number 2. Look forward to more. Y'all be blessed and be great.